And welcome to another action-packed, exciting hour of the Smoky Mountain Wrestling Rewatch Along Project. This is podcasting the way it used to be and the way you like it. This show is a production of the Something Else Podcasting Network, and it is episode number 146 of Smoky Mountain Wrestling from November 12th, 1994. Kind of taped October 3rd, 1994. Kind of taped at some point since then. Kind of at the Colette Street Rec Center in Morgantown, North Carolina. Kind of somewhere allegedly in Marietta, Georgia. My name is Arya, and joining me assuredly is the Liz to my Alyssa. It's Trae. Trae, how the hell you doing today?
Good, and you?
I am fantastic. I had to go a little inside baseball with the reference today.
Huh. A little too
Yes.
inside baseball for me.
Okay. What's your wife's name?
I know my wife's name. Do you have a
Nope.
wife?
What's my girlfriend's name?
I don't know.
Oh, it's Alyssa.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Um, see, I thought it would be something that you would get, that you would get the reference, but it's all good.
Sorry.
It's all good. You know, we we are gonna have some time to fill on this week's episode here. I don't know how long we're gonna go, but this might be one of those episodes that is lucky to crack an hour because uh this is the Road to Thanksgiving Thunder episode. And it's funny because like this is not the last episode before Thanksgiving Thunder. That's next week. And so I'm assuming Jim just wanted to get a fresh start on the next set of tapings. But I, yeah, we end up with this episode where we're reviewing all the angles for next weekend's big events. But we do have one new match on the show, which we'll get to here in a second. And we do have like, I don't know, 10 minutes of Jim Cornette audio, so that's always a positive. And plus, at the end of the show, we have the results of the second annual Something Else WrestleMania prediction show, not sponsored by Dude Wipes.
Oh
So,
boy.
yes, if you want to hear who kicked whose ass over the weekend, stay tuned to the end of the show. Um, so before we get into this, or before we get to that, let's talk about Smoky Mountain. Let's go to the intro with good old JR Jim Ross, who's by himself this week.
And welcome to the special edition of Smoky Mountain Wrestling. As you can see, we're not at the arena. We're on location this week near Marietta, Georgia, the site of one of the great Thanksgiving Thunder events. We've been invited here by James E. Cornette himself. This is allegedly near his training facility. You know, he's got some big challenges awaiting him during Thanksgiving Thunder. Now, in this broadcast, we're going to take you back and review some of the situations that have occurred right here on Smoky Mountain the last 6 weeks. We have also got a Beat the Champ match. We got a brand new Beat the Champ television champion, Bryant Anderson. He's going to be challenged by Tracy Smothers, and as you all know, there's quite a rivalry brewing between Tracy Smothers and Bryant Anderson over a situation that happened in Bryant's college many years ago. We're also going to preview Thanksgiving Thunder as well, and as a matter of fact, ladies and gentlemen, I think I see James E. Cornette. He's coming this way. James E. Cornette, here he comes, and looks like you're doing your road work. I guess maybe you're taking this thing a little bit more seriously than we thought.
You know something, Jim Ross? I don't have too much time right now because I'm right in the middle of my road work. I've only done 30 miles. As a matter of fact, we're in Marietta. I ran down to College Park, came back up. Now I'm going to go over to Gainesville, and then I'm going to jog back, so I'll be back in a couple of breaks, and I'm going to tell everybody what I'm going to do to Ron Wright. As a matter of fact, I have made arrangements. Ron Wright will be here next to me right here today, and I'm going to interview Ron Wright personally before the end of the show.
I don't believe that.
Well, I don't care care what you believe because it's the truth. I'm going to interview Ron right here today on the program. Now go ahead and do what you're doing, and I'm going to run over to maybe Athens.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as James E. Cornette takes another hike, let us take you back to a situation involving Cactus Jack. Cactus Jack, one of the new stars right now in Smoky Mountain Wrestling.
Okay. So we're gonna have Bryant Anderson versus Tracy Smothers for the Beat the Champ TV title this week. And Jim Cornette's got some serious road work going. I mean, he's run only 30 miles so far today, and he's running to Athens, Georgia. Now, did you look up how far away Athens, Georgia is from Marietta?
I did not, and I don't know. My Georgia geography is okay. I know Marietta is a northern suburb of Atlanta. Is Athens west of Atlanta?
I believe so. According to Google Maps, it's 74 miles away. So, so,
Okay.
so it is quite the hike for Jim Cornette as he's preparing to take on a guy who was in a wheelchair for 3 years on this show.
Oh, look at me. I was right. It's almost directly east of Marietta, little southeast of Gainesville, which is the hometown of one AJ Styles.
The new NWA World Heavyweight Champion. If you listened to the show yesterday,
Ah,
yep, defeating Jeff Jarrett inside a cage.
all right.
Yep. But I thought it was nice of Jim Cornette to like in the middle of his 104-mile run to stop and say hi to Jim Ross here in the intro of the show.
Very, very polite man.
Now, I have a theory because we've been talking about how ever since Bob Caudle left, they haven't been doing the Beat the Champ drawing. They just tell us who the challenger is for Beat the Champ. And I have a theory.
What's that?
Bob Caudle stole the hat.
Wasn't it Dutch's hat?
Yes, and maybe that's it. Maybe Bob was stealing it so he could take it back to Dutch because they're friends.
You think that Bob went on a vacation to Puerto Rico?
What was it? Some people were after Dutch that time. Oh God. So they start by replaying the Cactus Jack Boo Bradley situation. Trey, have you yet noticed Cactus Jack's Bruiser Brody shirt yet?
I sure didn't. I just went to, and I don't know. I watched most of this again. I don't know why it didn't register.
It's all good. There's actually some news about Cactus Jack at the end of the show here when we talk about this week in wrestling, but we'll save that for the end of Smoky Mountain. But for now, let's go to a promo with a shirtless Cactus Jack. Let's go to that now.
From the day I first somersaulted out of the womb to the last time my body splattered on a concrete floor, people have always looked at Cactus Jack like he was just a wee bit different. And I don't know why! Bang, bang! All I know is that from day one, I've been persecuted, I've been put down, and I've been called bad names. And I didn't like it, so I did the only thing I knew how to do instinctively. I fought back. You see, I was smart, but you've got a man amongst you, Boo Bradley, who may not have the mental capacity that Cactus Jack had, may not have the ability to reason. And after everything that's gone down, hey, it's become very obvious to me that the only way I know to reach this man is to beat him to a pulp. And with Brian Lee as my partner, hey, he's got a score to settle with you, Chris Candido, and you, Tammy Fitch, and I guarantee you this, together we'll make sure you never forget about Thanksgiving Thunder. Bang, bang!
Do you think if we called Tammy in prison right now and asked her about Thanksgiving Thunder 94 that she would tell us about it?
I don't know how much he remembers about much of anything.
Booze does tend to make you forget about stuff, I guess. So Cactus Jack is wearing a leather vest, but he's not wearing a t-shirt. He's not wearing a singlet. This is the most bare-chested Cactus Jack has ever been on television.
Yeah,
It was like weird. Like, I mean, he's still in decent shape still. So I mean, this is before he really, let himself go later on in like 98, 99. But yeah.
yeah, he was in good for Mick Foley shape here.
Yep. And we know the reason why Candido was doing an all Japan tour, but it's weird that like, we have this entire angle building to Chris Candido having a tag team match at Thanksgiving Thunder, and he hasn't been on the show once. He's barely even mentioned on the show at this point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So we move from there straight into the Rock and Roll Gangstas feud, including the replay of their brawl in the parking lot. The greatest contribution Chip Kessler has ever made to pro wrestling.
It really is.
We're gonna be here next year when we're on episode 198, and I'm gonna be bitching about Chip Kessler, and Trey's gonna be like, "Yeah, but remember the time he said in the parking lot?"
I'm just gonna reply to whatever like all of your Chip Kessler criticism was within the parking lot.
Oh God, I'll remember that when we get like that. There's this, and I've mentioned this before. There is one episode of Smoky Mountain in like September that it's like it's a waste of time. It's an episode where if we weren't doing all 200 episodes, it'd be a skippable episode, and you'll see why when we get there. So we'll see how much you're defending Chip Kessler's in the parking lot when we get to that episode. It,
Can't wait.
yeah. Yeah, the end of Smoky Mountain, the last 10, 15 episodes, after the Super Bowl of wrestling, they goes to shit. You
Well, it's
know?
we're coming up on Thanksgiving Thunder, so we're almost a year left.
Yep. Um, that we have what is it, 54 episodes of Smoky Mountain, and I have like 30 episodes of ECW on TNN left, and I've been joking which one am I gonna end first? And it's probably gonna be this, you know. Oh God. So from here we're gonna get a 20-second Rock and Roll Express promo. Just gonna play that quickly to, pad out the runtime of this episode.
You know, Thanksgiving Thunder is right here on us. And let me tell you one thing, gangsters, these Ghetto Street matches, baby, we are ready for you. I've got a truck backed up with everything that possibly you can imagine in the back of it. Because one thing about it, boys, when this match is over, you're going to know what the Rock and Roll Express is all about.
So what do you think is in the back of Ricky's pickup truck? It's got everything we could imagine. So what can we imagine?
There's a business. I think it's at least a small chain here in Texas and maybe bigger that I've wanted to take a picture of like 100 times, and it's just like I'm always driving on the interstate want to see it. That it's the R&R Tire Express, and so I imagine that Ricky Morton has a lot of tires in the back of his truck for his and Robert's side tire business.
Maybe New Jack and Mustafa are getting blamed for stealing people's tires, and hear that it's Ricky and Robert.
Oh, that'd be great.
They did explain what the rules were for Get a Street Fight. It's a weapons match. Like I'm not gonna rewind and play what JR said, but it's like they're gonna have a lot of weapons at ringside and you can use them. That's what a Get
Yeah.
a Street Fight is. At least here's what I'll say. At least they told us. It's not like smoke or not or like Mid South where they just have ghetto street fights and never tell you what that means. So you're just automatically be like, it's black people wrestling. You know? I'm sorry, I'm
And
not allowed to say that, but
are we not allowed to say it because we've said it several times?
well, we're gonna get canceled for so many reasons. Me saying black people wrestling is so far down on the list. This show is why I can never run for political office again.
Yeah, that's why.
Yes, not because I suck at it. Um, um, and then Taz was coming out, but instead we got an Abdullah the Butcher music video. Dun 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 dun. Okay, I'm gonna be nitpicky here, and I know you love it when I'm nitpicky. They keep telling us that Abdullah hasn't been pinned in over 10 years. It is 1994. At Starrcade 1985, he got pinned by Manny Fernandez.
I mean,
Th-
that's pretty close.
yeah, but I I think we're not supposed to remember that because like it's not like oh he got pinned by Manny Fernandez at the Greensboro Coliseum in July of '85. A show that isn't on tape and hasn't been seen by a ton of people.
I
But
watched like that was one of the earliest like old shows that I watched because I just found it on VHS. And it was a long time before I found out that Dusty Rhodes didn't really win the world title.
really,
Yeah.
the first time I saw that match was on the Ric Flair DVD, the one that WWE put out in like 2003, 2004, the famous 3 disc set. Um,
Yes.
so like that like I knew it immediately because it was attached to that segment.
Yeah.
Um, so the first time I saw that show was the whole show was like a decade or so ago. It was before the WWE Network, so it would have been like 2012, 2013. And it was like a joke to me. And I hadn't read anybody else's thoughts on it. So I didn't realize everyone else picked up on the same thing. How everyone bled on that show.
Wasn't Manny Fernandez and Abdullah the Butcher match for like I don't know, the brass knuckles title or the Western title or whatever bullshit?
No, but it was a sombrero on a pole match.
Okay, who am I thinking about that? I thought that Manny Fernandez won the title on that show.
Nope. Crusher Khrushchev won the Mid-Atlantic title over Sam Houston. Is that which I think is the most random belt on the show. Like
What was the opener on the show?
Crusher Khrushchev versus Sam Houston for the Mid-Atlantic title.
Okay, I don't know how the fuck I got that being Manny Fernandez. That's the like Crusher Khrushchev and Manny Fernandez are very, very different people.
Sam Houston and Manny Fernandez are also two very different people.
They sure are. By the way, I was just looking at Manny Fernandez's cage match.
Hmm.
This is just such a weird match that happened, a singles match. Manny Fernandez and Michael Elgin. So fucking weird.
When did that happen?
Uh, February 15th, 2018, IWA Mid South.
Please tell me Manny won.
He did not, and he
God
also
damn
did
it.
not win when he faced Ethan Page in the first round of the Black Label Pro Heavyweight Title Tournament in 2017.
Well, that's okay. Ethan Page is a good guy. Um, so from here, let's go to a Bullet Bob Armstrong promo talking about a match he is not going to have.
Thanksgiving Thunder, the final conflict. And they ain't just whistling Dixie because Jim Cornette has done what anybody else couldn't do. That he's gone and got Abdullah the Butcher. 350 pounds of raging, crazy man. Nobody can handle him. That's why you don't see him on TV for WCW, WWF. You never see that idiot because they can't take the risk because that man is a complete lunatic. Now, I don't know what you did, Cornette, to get Abdullah the Butcher, but on Thanksgiving Thunder, I guess I'm going to find out. Now, I don't go but about 100 pounds less than him, but I think I got as much fight as he is, and as crazy as he is, who knows what's going to happen. The rules are real simple. If I lose, I leave. That's my rule. If I lose, I leave. So I've got to put everything into this on Thanksgiving Thunder because I don't want to leave. If I win this match, it's going to be my last one. I'm going to go back to the commissionership. I've got the board of directors' word that if I win, that no longer can Jimmy Cornette and his cronies, any of his busted union out of here gang, none of his boys can mess with a bullet again. I can do my commissioner's job like I've always wanted to, tried to be fair with everybody. Cornette will not have a way to stick his nose in and have things going his way. I won't have to throw any more crooked board of directors out the door personally. It'll just be me as commissioner, and you go your way, do your thing. Let me make the decisions as I know how. After 30 years, I should know how. So Thanksgiving Thunder, you bring the big bad man on. And there's just one little stipulation I want to say. And I've already got this in writing. It's finalized. Remember a while back when nobody had ever beat Terry Funk in a Texas death match and you were laughing because you said when Terry Funk beat you, you're going to have to crawl across the ring and kiss my feet? Well, brother, I got news for you. If I beat Abdullah the Butcher Thanksgiving Thunder,
That's the last stipulation. You'll have to crawl, and you ought to be used to crawling, across that ring and kiss my feet. And, brother, that would make me as happy as anything in my life so far today is to have you, Cornette, and me looking down and you kiss my feet. So it's whole hog or none. All the marbles are in the basket, brother. It's all for one and one for all. Thanksgiving Thunder, I'll see you, Abdullah the Butcher, and Jim Cornette. When I finish, you make look like a wheelbarrow full of roadkill.
If we had titles on these shows, a wheelbarrow full of roadkill should be this week's episode title.
Oh, what a shame. That really would be a tremendous episode title.
Yes. Maybe we should write that down for the Tuesday show. 1 second. A wheelbarrow full of roadkill. Okay. So what do you think?
That would be weird to do for that show, though, since that wouldn't be a reference.
Well, this is why people need to listen to all of our shows, so you get the references.
The something else cinematic universe.
Exactly, the SECU.
Did you notice that they aired the promo where Bob set the feet kissing stipulation after the segment where Ron West confirmed the stipulations?
I thought it was weird the way he said it, because like we've already established the stipulations multiple times. You know? Like
yeah, they aired shit in the incorrect order.
I didn't look at it like that. I looked at it like, Bob has just weirdly said that, I guess. I don't know. But it's just this whole storyline, especially this version of it, is just gone off the rails because Bob was not allowed to wrestle and be commissioner, and so he stepped down as commissioner so he could wrestle. And now the whole thing is, well, Hornswoggle's saving my seat as commissioner, and I get to go back as, on December 1st, as long as I beat Abdullah the Butcher.
Yeah, this is dumb.
And I know he was a heel, but like there is a part of me that's kind of sad that like Bob Armstrong didn't do like the Jerry Lawler skits when Jerry Lawler was building up to the Kiss My Foot match with Brett.
Oh, yeah.
It's funny because it's like you can always find like one germ of a good thing in any bad show, and that was definitely it for the 95 King of the Ring, was just Jerry Lawler being Jerry Lawler.
Yeah, it's pretty good stuff with that Jerry Lawler.
As a kid, I did not appreciate how good Jerry Lawler was. I also didn't realize how good Ric Flair was. Not that I didn't realize how good he was. I had a short attention span, so I wanted my wrestling matches to be 15 minutes or less, so I could not properly enjoy a Ric Flair match as a child. So,
well, that's a shame.
Yep, it was a shame. Then I grew up, And let's see here. So there's that. So Bullet Bob's wrestling somebody at Thanksgiving Thunder. I still haven't looked it up to see who it is. I genuinely have no idea who it's actually going to be.
I don't either.
Yeah. I just know they aren't going to do something like, oh, he walked out and they announced it as a forfeit win or something.
No.
All right. Well, back to JR, and Jim Cornette is apparently stopped en route to Athens to respond to Bullet Bob's promo. Let's go to JR now.
Well, welcome back, everybody. As you can see, we're still on location down in deep in the heart of Georgia, near Marietta, as a matter of fact, one of the sites of the Thanksgiving Thunder Tour. James E. Cornette is in training. Are you okay? Doesn't look like it. What's a Wendy's wrapper? Have you been stopping at Wendy's on the way on this jog?
I had a problem on I-85 coming up through Atlanta with this VW bus, and I almost knocked a guy out. But let me tell you something, I'm ready. But you know what I'm happy about? Because there's two things going on at Thanksgiving Thunder that Jim Cornette's involved in. Not only the Ron Wright thing, which I'm going to have Ron Wright out here a little bit later on in the program. I'm going to talk to him personally.
Yeah, no kidding.
But also Bob Armstrong and Abdullah the Butcher. Now, everybody knows that Bob Armstrong said on August the 5th that he stepped down as commissioner.
Right.
Well, I have forced Smoky Mountain Wrestling to force Bob Armstrong Armstrong to agree to come out next week here on television and reveal who the new commissioner has been, because I say it's Armstrong and has been all along. He denies it. Well, here's your chance, Armstrong, because next week on television, you've got to produce, under penalty of fine and or possible perjury, you've got to produce the new Smoky Mountain commissioner that's supposedly the guy that's been doing this all along. And when you do, then you're not going to have anybody to produce, and you're going to have to admit that you're a liar. And then there's the big match.
Oh, yeah, it sounds like your law team of Dewey, Cheatham, and Hal been working overtime on this one.
No, I've got a new firm, Trickle Down and Drip. And let me tell you something. Abdullah the Butcher, the boogeyman, the bad man from the Sudan, is coming to Smoky Mountain Wrestling at Thanksgiving Thunder. And Bob Armstrong, you didn't believe it could happen. You didn't think that I could get anybody that could take you. But I assure you, under no circumstances am I going to lower myself, degrade myself in front of all those hillbillies, all those rednecks, and all those people that hate me so much by getting down on my hands and knees and crawling across that ring like a common thief and kissing your stinking feet. My breath ain't going to smell like kiwi boot polish, and that's what I'd have to do if my man lost. So he's going to win, and then Bob Armstrong will be out of my hair forever. Now, Jim Ross, I've got to go, and I got to do some more road work, lift a couple of weights, but when I come back, I'm going to talk about Ron Wright, and I'm going to have Ron out here in a little while.
It sounds like it smells that breath you've been eating with those Wendy's doubles again. Well, ladies.
So I'm not saying this to insinuate anything about you, Trey, but do common thieves typically have to crawl across rooms and kiss people's feet?
Why are you asking me?
Well, I just assume you're a common thief.
I'm not a common thief.
Okay, I apologize. I didn't mean to insult you like that.
No, that's right.
Um,
By the way, I'm sorry. Were you going to mention the hotline?
I was going to say that next, but through penalty of fine, Bob Armstrong has to reveal who the commissioner is next week. Okay. At this point, who really gives a fuck? At this point, it's like, if Santino Morella's not out there to reveal that it's really Hornswoggle, I don't know if I necessarily care at this point. What about you?
I wonder what kind of bullshit they're going to come up with for this.
I wonder if they're even going to remember.
You think it's that bad?
Oh God, I think there's a chance that that it doesn't happen, much like that 6-person tag back in July.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll be sitting here in February in time for Sunday Bloody Sunday 2 and going, oh yeah, remember they were going to do that? But apparently Corny's new law firm is Trickle Down and Drip. I wonder what Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe did to get fired. So yeah, this week's poll question: has Bob Armstrong been commissioner all along? Thankfully, Jim Cornette was here and brought it up, so JR could have a segue to bring that up. And do you think Cornette paid 99 cents to vote?
I wanted to pay 99 cents to vote.
What would you have voted?
Yes, I think Cornette's right.
I would have to agree with you at this point. It seems all the proof is there, that it is in fact Mr. Master Cornette, or not Master Cornette, Master Armstrong, who is the commissioner of Smoky Mountain Wrestling behind the scenes there.
The proof is in the pudding, and I expect there to be pudding.
I'm trying to think of what joke could they play next week? Like bring out a midget and say that it's the commissioner, and I mean that just goes into the Hornswoggle thing. But it's it's who could they bring out? Like Mark Curtis, we already know is a member of the board. Ronnie West, we already know is a member of the board. Are we going to find out that somehow Jim Cornette was commissioner all along and he somehow didn't know it?
That would be a hell of a twist.
Yeah. Is it Dutch? Is Dutch back from Puerto Rico?
That'd be great. That'd be a great twist.
Maybe it's Horner.
Oh God.
I mean, hey, Kendo the Samurai left at the same time that Bullet Bob stepped down as commissioner.
They should have brought back Daryl Van Horn and made him commissioner.
That would have been interesting. It's Cornette's like, okay, Daryl, we just need you to go out and announce the match for Thanksgiving Thunder. And then I went to the great Egyptian tunnels and I talked to the
I I can never ever unhear felching the family dog.
and, then, and felching the family dog is what leads to Tracy Smothers versus Bryant Anderson. Oh Lord. I can only imagine JR's reaction to a Daryl Van Horn promo.
Oh,
All right. So we're talking about our tag team main event of the Thanksgiving Thunder Tour, and let's go to the Dirty White Boy and Mr. Ron Wright, who have something to say.
You know, Bruiser Bedlam, we had a match to where I beat you, and the loser had to get strapped, get handcuffed and get strapped. Well, you got your 5, but Mr. Jim Cornette didn't. Things got turned around. And for what you and Jim Cornette did, Bruiser Bedlam, when you jumped on this man right here and you whipped him like a dog, I think of this man just like my own father, and they will be held to pay. Ain't that right, Ron?
Let me tell you something. Jim Cornette, I thought you had a little bit of sense and smart in your head, but let me tell you something, Puke. The day that you went down there and beat me senseless with that strap, that was the day I realized you was completely stupid. Now, let me tell you something. Coming up Thanksgiving and the match, I've got you in a tag match down there. I'm not able to wrestle real wrestlers no more, but let me tell you something. I can walk to the ring and beat you any day of the week.
And Ron, and let me tell you something, Jim Cornette. You may be you may be able to just run like that old jackrabbit and outrun Ron. But you can't outrun me. I'll run you down and drag you back to the ring and hand you to Ron Wright, and then we'll see what is left of Jim Cornette.
What do you think is left of Jim Cornette after Thanksgiving Thunder? Because he may have to kiss Bob Armstrong's feet and get his ass kicked by Mr. Ron Wright all in the same show 4 times.
I understand that they have a small crew, but doesn't it seem like kind of a lot to have Cornette in like the two main things for the big show?
I mean, you could argue 2 out of the 3 main things, because the Rock and Rolls and Gangsters are probably like
Okay.
wedged between the two. But yeah, I was thinking too, it's not even just like it, him being in 2 big things on the show. It's like he's in 2 pretty big stipulations. Not just him being the manager at ringside. Like I don't know which is going first because he's either got to embarrass himself and kiss Bob Armstrong's feet and then go get his ass kicked by Ron Wright, or go get his ass kicked by Ron Wright and then go and embarrass himself by kissing Bob Armstrong's feet. I imagine
Yeesh.
I imagine the Bob Armstrong will be first. You know. But
You, you
Mhm.
think? I don't know. Yeah. Well, what's more degrading, getting your ass kicked or having to kiss somebody's feet?
I think kissing somebody's feet, but at the same time, especially because we're getting a replacement in that match, that I don't think that goes last.
Yeah, that's a fair point when thinking about it from that angle.
Now, it's also possible that neither match goes last. It's possible the Rock and Roll match goes last. But there's a lot of people leaving this promotion in the very near future. Like Mick Foley's in and out. He's not here for very long. But, Primetime Brian Lee is done. Lance Storm is done. Bruiser Bedlam is out the door in December. Um, you know, we're gonna have a lot of turnover by the end of the year. Um,
Yeah.
and Candido and Tammy are gone, I think, in February.
Oh,
Yeah, because
shit.
yep. And JR, well, it counts, but JR is gone in April, as we've talked about. So, and Bryant Anderson, I think he lasts till January. Not that I'm not saying Brian Anderson doesn't matter, but ultimately he's a blip on the Smoky Mountain radar. Um,
Well, we got a blip of a main event to talk about.
well, but before we do that, we need more Jim Cornette in our lives. Let's go back to Jim Cornette, who has something to say about Mr. Ron Wright.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. You know, I got a feeling you're not taking this Ron Wright situation very seriously.
Oh, I'm taking it serious, just as serious as the heart attack that Ron Wright's going to have when he gets in the ring. As a matter of fact, I've even got a special pennant to hang up to welcome Ron, that old decrepit sack of bones, that old fossil, that old dinosaur.
Don't talk about a great man like that. Hey, I want to tell you something. From 1958 to about, what was it, Corny? About 1975. You know the dates very well. This man was a legend in East Tennessee. Yeah. Many-time Tennessee tag champion. Yeah. Many-time Tennessee singles champion. Voted by the fans of Knoxville, Tennessee as the greatest wrestler in Knoxville history. He was a great manager for 20 years. But most of all, I know this, and I'm not even from Tennessee, that this man has a reputation as being one of the meanest, toughest, dirtiest, low-down athletes to ever compete.
And let me just explain, that's why I'm looking so forward to this. That's why I'm getting ready, because you see, if Muhammad Ali, a man from my hometown, Louisville, Kentucky, if he got in the ring today, he could be pulverized by a girl with red hair and freckles. You know why? Because he's over the hill. Because he was a great in his day, but he's had his time. And Ron Wright, you're doing the same thing at Thanksgiving Thunder. I know that heart still beats inside it, just barely. I know that heart still beats inside of you of a competitor, of a fighter, of a mean, gutsy guy.
Absolutely.
But the problem is, the body can't back it up anymore. So before Ron Wright fades off into obscurity or off into legend or whatever, sure, he was the baddest, meanest, toughest guy, beat everybody. But he retired 20 years ago with that reputation. Now, before Ron Wright croaks, which could be any day considering the shape he's in, he's going to get back in the ring one more time at Thanksgiving Thunder, and Jim Cornette is going to beat him.
Well,
now, it's still the same Ron Wright, Jim. It's still the same Ron Wright that terrorized East Tennessee and all over the Smoky Mountain area.
Absolutely.
Except he's about 50 million years older.
But look at you. What are you? You're not an Olympic gold medal winner yourself.
Hey, I'm more of a man than you realize, and the point that I'm making is that when Ron Wright and a dirty white boy get in the ring with Bruiser, Bedlam, and Jim Cornette at Thanksgiving Thunder, Jim Cornette is going to have a chance of a lifetime. I have never beat another wrestler. I've never beat another athlete. I have never even beat anybody. But I'm going to be able to beat Ron Wright, a living legend, because he got back in the ring with me when he was 97 years old, and he couldn't whip cream with an outboard motor, and I'm going to get the chance to beat him. And I'm going to have him out here in just a few minutes so we can talk to him.
I believe that when I see it. Ladies and gentlemen, here's more about...
So, Muhammad Ali could be beaten today, and today being 1994, by a little girl with red hair and freckles. Does it have to be a girl with red hair and freckles? Like, what if it's a blonde or a brunette? Could they beat up Muhammad Ali right now?
No, it's got to be Wendy from Wendy's.
It's funny, I didn't even put two and two together. That I imagine it, not even just Wendy from Wendy's. It's Wendy, like, with the pigtails and everything else, too. It's like...
It is.
Yeah. Where on earth do you get a banner that says "Over the Hill"? If you had a party banner that said "Over the Hill," I can't imagine going to the dollar store and finding that banner.
You can probably get custom banners from some kind of party store.
Do you think he wasted the time and money it would take to get a custom banner? Like, I don't know what it even costs for a custom banner like that, but it's like, I don't know. It's like I think, like, just for a quick 5-second prop, I think he wouldn't waste his time and money for that.
That probably is like a standard, gag, like for your 40-year-old friend or whatever.
Are you trying to say something about me there, Trey?
I'm coming up on it too.
Okay. So it's time for our main event, the one match on the show. It's the opener, the mid-card, and the main event all in one. It is Beat the Champ television champion Bryant Anderson with his father Ole Anderson versus Tracy Smothers. And we didn't get any intros. We just cut straight to Tracy being in the ring and saying that if Bryant wins, he'll shake Bryant's hand. So that's a promise for this match here. Now we're informed that both guys went to college. You know who else went to college, Trey? Jim Duggan. College!
I noted that Ross said that Tracy Smothers went to college. Bryant Anderson graduated from college.
I didn't pick up on that, but Tracy left early to go into pro wrestling. Uh, JR then talked about all the great Andersons in wrestling: Arn, Lars, Gene, Ken. Um, didn't mention CW.
Oh,
I was I was waiting for the reaction to see if you picked up on what I said there.
well,
Um,
I was about to say, CW, and you scooped me.
well, I meant when I said Ken.
It took me. I was getting there, and you started talking again before I got there.
Uh, Bryant worked over Tracy's arm after getting advice from Daddy. Without Olay, how would Bryant have known that working on the arm was a good idea? Um,
I would just assume that that's Ole Anderson's advice for everything.
if Ole was still alive right now, he'd probably tell you to work on the arm.
Put on a hold.
Yes. Grab a hold, kid. Can you imagine Ole Anderson watching a Young Bucks match?
I that may have been what killed him. We don't know.
Well, I'll say it's never been said if Ole was watching TBS one night when he passed away.
Isn't it
Uh,
funny how like Ole Anderson and Bob Roop aged into pretty much the same being?
yes. We talked about it like right after Ole died, they did the Dark Side of the Ring on Black Saturday, and the preview had like Bob Roop on it, and it looked like Ole.
Yeah.
Oh God. So Tracy used a left arm clothesline that may have been a shoot clothesline because Jesus Christ, that thing knocked Brian's head clean off. Um, and then the finish of this match, Bryant used a small package for the pin, the clean pin. Tracy went for a small package. Bryant reversed it and got a clean pin
A
in about
clean a clean pin in 6 minutes and 51 seconds.
yes. And then Trey forgot about this part until I
Well, I
reminded.
was just like, I was a little bit baffled that Brian called him and pinned him clean. I didn't even think about the other part of that until you brought it up later.
Yep,
6 minutes and 51 seconds, Arya. What is wrong with that?
they killed their own stipulation. They've been telling us for weeks that Bryant Anderson and Tracy Smothers have been in 20-minute time limit draws. And so now, at the third annual Thanksgiving Thunder Tour, they're going to be in matches with no time limits because neither of these guys could beat the other one in 20 minutes. And this match went 6 minutes 51 seconds with a clean finish.
And here's the thing. Because the Beat the Champ TV time limit is 15 minutes, right?
I don't think they've ever established it.
Oh, I guess I just assume that it should be. All TV titles should be 15-minute time limit.
Which is funny because when Nitro went to 3 hours, they made the TV title time limit 10 minutes.
They did that. You remember, like, whatever, Starrcade 94, when I think the Honky Tonk Man didn't want to do a job to Johnny B. Bad, so they did a
Yep.
fucking 10-minute time limit draw.
Well, no, that was when he quit, and Arn Anderson, who worked the dark match, filled in for him.
Okay,
Even
what am I thinking about then?
well, they
Was that
they
a
did
Halloween Havoc?
yeah they did that
Okay.
finish at Halloween Havoc.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, and Honky Tonk Man, like that was the weirdest thing too. It's like, literally they had taped television for weeks after Starrcade with Johnny B. Bad as the TV champion, and Honky Tonk Man was mad that he found out on the day of that he wasn't winning the belt.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
Honky could be a contentious guy.
that's what they say about him. That's what they say about him. But yeah, so now admittedly they killed the gimmick of a mid-card match at Thanksgiving Thunder. And as I mentioned to Trey, if this was Vince Russo, next week on the Go Home show, Jim Cornette would be kissing Bob Armstrong's feet. And then it's like, oh, watch Thanksgiving Thunder to see Bob Armstrong get more revenge.
More revenge.
Oh God. So yeah, six. I said about 6 minutes. I guess it went almost seven. So good for him. So after the match, Tracy Smothers believes in fair play and sportsmanship, and so he stuck out his hand. And so Bryant, who apparently doesn't believe in fair play and sportsmanship, attacked him instead. So Tracy kicked his ass. Olay encouraged Bryant to get out of the ring, and Tracy wasn't ready to let him go. Tracy hit a DDT, and Olay dragged his son out. However, Bryant, still your TV champion and $1,000 richer.
This was a good match. I gotta say, the more I see Bryant, like the more I regret that he didn't stick with wrestling because, like, I think he would have been really good.
I wonder if we find out why he leaves Smoky Mountain. Maybe it's a Mike Furnace thing where he gets injured in a car wreck or something.
Yeah, I wondered about that too. Like, is it? There's an alternate universe where like Bryant Anderson did a lot of crazy battle art shit in the late '90s, and I wish I lived in that universe.
Oh God, I wonder what Bryant Anderson even did after leaving professional
Um,
wrestling,
he
bro.
went to law school, and then I don't think he practiced as an attorney. He came involved with some kind of oh, I don't want to like it's some kind of worthwhile organization.
Well, Bryant
Let me find.
Anderson, if you're listening to this, I don't know why you wouldn't be. Check us out. Let us know what's going on here.
As of 2016, he served as the director of children's services for Franklin County and Hart County, Georgia.
According to the always reliable Wikipedia.
Yes.
And he was apparently number 295 in the 1994 PWI 500. Um,
Oh,
yes. And he's married to a woman named Mandy, apparently, and has two children. So, Oli was a grandfather.
good for him.
Good for him. Wasn't Bryant on that Dark Side of the Ring?
Wasn't he the one that kept referring to the company as Georgia Championship, and it drove me fucking crazy?
I think so. Well, it's good to know that you've forgiven Bryant for driving you crazy.
Yeah.
Anywho, there's still some time left on the show because remember, Jim Cornette is bringing out Mr. Ron Wright. So let's go to the show closing promo here with Jim Cornette and Jim Ross.
Just about out of time here this week, and you haven't produced Ron Wright yet, just like I thought. He's not here.
No. Ron's here. As a matter of fact, he's waiting to come in. I wanted to give him a
Where
big
is
entrance as befitting a legend. Hey, Ron, come on in.
Where? Oh.
See,
Well, that's the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
He's such a playful little fella. He likes to jump around all the time. Let me tell you something, Ron Wright, you old bag of bones. This may not be you in person, but this is what the dirty white boy's going to look like when Bruiser Bedlam gets finished with him. And then this is what's going to be left of you. You geritol-ridden, milk of magnesia drinking, preparation H using old fossil. I'm going to take and I'm going to break you in half. I'm going to tear you apart, you old sack of bones. And I'm going to stomp you into the ground because you're not a legend anymore. Jim Cornette's going to be the legend at Thanksgiving Thunder. Boy. Smoky Mountain Wrestling is hotter than ever.
You're going to get what you deserve at Thanksgiving Thunder, Cornette.
Yeah, I will.
Bet you will.
So it was a Halloween skeleton. So they probably went to the same party store they got the banner from and got a skeleton on discount.
You know, I hadn't even thought about that, but I'm sure you're right.
I want to know who was off camera and throwing it at Cornette. Because I would think Jim Ross would be just as mad at that person as they are at Corny.
It was almost certainly Mark Curtis.
Almost assuredly. But there's not a whole lot of people left in the company at this point, so maybe I don't know. Maybe Pam Lawson was there and decided to settle their differences by throwing a skeleton at him.
And maybe it was Casey O'Connor.
There you go. Casey finally brought back the video camera. Jim never mentioned, did he ever get that video camera back?
I don't remember.
Yeah. Like he told the story, but I would think that when they went to court to solve, to settle their differences, that one of the things was he had to give back the fucking video camera. Anyway,
I'm sorry.
go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was just scrolling Twitter, and some idiot said to Dave that if Punk Roman didn't get 5 stars, they were going to boycott his podcast. And Dave replied, "Whether it does or doesn't, I sincerely hope you boycott the podcast."
Uh, you gotta love Dave sometimes. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Uh, Rajat Dalal, Dave Punk. Oh, Jesus Christ! Not even a comment there. Dave Punk Roman better get a 5 star or higher, or we boycotting your podcast. At least he's the right version of your. I'm kind of wondering who the we are.
That's astounding that he got that much right.
Yes. Um, 146 down, 54 to go. Um, so what else is happening in the world of wrestling? This is another one of those weeks where it's like there's the entire front half of the Observer is nothing. It's like, yeah, it's like lessons learned from the When Worlds Collide show that will ultimately not be learned. Because apparently Bischoff not only wasn't at the show, he didn't even watch the show later. He was on a hunting trip. And Vince McMahon did not watch it either. And yeah. And as we'll see in the upcoming years, maybe Vince should have watched it and scouted some wrestlers. Anywho, what else is happening in the world of wrestling? Negotiations are on for a huge interpromotional show on April 2nd, 1995 at the Tokyo Dome. And notably, that is the same day as WrestleMania 11. So this is the first the first talk of that big show coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we mentioned Cactus Jack earlier, and I said I had something to say about him at the end. Do you remember? It might have been last week. It may have been the week before. Remember that promo he did talking about boots and how this is the first time that a man's been led around by a pussy? WTLK, the Atlanta station that airs Smoky Mountain, was not happy that that aired.
I
Yeah,
bet.
no. And it's funny because like, I think we said, like, I'm kind of surprised that got on the air in 1994. Um, and then in the great timing department, the new issue of the WWF magazine hit the stands this week, and on the cover of the new issue of the WWF magazine was recent WWF departure Macho Man Randy Savage. And if that's not bad enough, inside the magazine is an interview with Randy Savage where he says that WCW is the equivalent of AAA baseball, and he wouldn't go there if they offered him $40 million.
Fuck. I would. I'd go just about anywhere for $40 million.
Yeah, that's $40 million in 2026 money, 1994 money. Like, damn, that's like close to 100 million nowadays.
Yeah.
So that is what's happening in the world of wrestling this week, November, whatever day this is, November 12th, 1994. We are almost done with this. 54 episodes to go. You've almost been doing this for 100 episodes, Trey.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So, with that, now is the time to discuss the second annual Something Else WrestleMania Prediction Show, not sponsored by Dude Wipes. And Trey, I got some good news and I got some bad news for you, playa. The good
What's that?
news, the good news is that you won the very first match at WrestleMania and you won the very last match at WrestleMania.
Was
You
that all
had
the matches that I won?
you had the Usos and LA Knight winning and you had Roman winning. And you didn't have a whole lot more other than that. Those are
Oh.
actually the only two matches where we picked different winners that you were right.
Mm. Yeah,
Yeah.
I did really.
I,
I think I did pretty well considering that I don't fucking watch the show.
I don't watch the show either, and I won 8-6. After the first night, we were close. It was 4-3 after Saturday night. And then Sunday, I raised my finger in the air with Penta winning that ladder match because I'm like, fuck yeah. I'm like, he won by default because there was like nobody else to win that match. Um, But yeah, Penta won, and Rhea, we both had Rhea. Then I had Trick, you had Sammy. We both had Finn, and then the main event. Well, by the main event, it was already over, but you had Roman, I had Punk. Um, and we both got Asuka versus Io Sky wrong because that match didn't even happen. We were both wrong about the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. I don't even know if my guy wasn't in it. I don't even know if your guy was in it. The winner was Powerhouse Hobbs, who we really should have picked. Like that was that. Like in retrospect, that seemed really fucking obvious, but we we ignored the obvious on this show.
Voice keys.
Royce Keys won the Andrew the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. The illustrious former winners, including Madcap Moss and main event Jay Uso and Braun Strowman and Mojo Rawley, of all people. Um, let's see. Yeah, those are the big ones. We both had Jacob Fatu, Becky Lynch, Rhea Ripley, and Finn Balor. And it was the rest of it that we ended up being wrong about. We both had the women's tag match wrong. We both had Orton versus Cody wrong. Brock versus Oba wrong. Did you see Oba met Brock's daughter?
The wrestler one?
Uh, I
The
don't
one that
know.
looks like him and is like
Yes.
an amateur
Yeah,
wrestler? Yeah, I
yeah,
didn't see that.
yes. The one that looks like Brock with a blonde wig. Poor girl, she got Sable's hair and everything else from her dad.
I don't think that Sable's kid. I think
Really?
no,
That-
yeah, no.
I thought that was Sable's kid.
No, I think they only have boys.
Real? Oh,
I think that the girl child is from a previous relationship.
well, she doesn't have Sable's hair, but she has
Well, I
somebody's
mean,
hair.
Brock is also blonde.
Yeah, but like I don't know, like he is, but like when I see the long blonde hair, I was thinking Sable because it's very blonde. Like Brock is blonde, but it's not a dark blonde. It's not a dirty blonde, but it's not blonde blonde. It's not yellow blonde.
Hmm.
Uh, one of my coworkers asked me today what I thought about Brock Lesnar retiring, and I think I said it on this show. If he is retired, good for him. You
There
know.
you go.
I actually forgot today was Wednesday, so like I didn't even turn on Dynamite to have in the background. I wasn't even home until like 9:15. I guess Darby Allin successfully defeated Tommaso Ciampa since the headline of the Observer website is Darby Allin world title defense on set for next AEW Dynamite.
Oh.
Yep. Let's see. Anything Chris Jericho will be teaming with the Hurt Syndicate on Collision, which okay.
How about that?
Yes. And Ric Flair no longer has confidence issues. So you remember back, a few decades ago, I guess at this point, Ric Flair had terrible issues with his confidence because WCW beat it out of him. And now he's threatening Ludwig Kaiser you know, and is very upset that or what was it? Oh yeah, that stupid Tiffany Stratton Charlotte feud from last year. Uh, Tiffany made some comment on the show about Charlotte's failed marriages, and somehow this led to Rick threatening Ludwig Kaiser, and thus not being invited back into like the Hall of Fame this year, because allegedly Dennis Rodman wanted Ric Flair to induct him, and so Flair DM'd Hunter, and Hunter didn't respond.
Ric Flair is approaching J.K. Rowling levels of ruining your fucking legacy with stupid shit.
Yep, indeed.
Want to read a tweet here from @TrevorDame, which is a kind of sort of a parody of what we were just talking about. Every Flair interview. I don't know why WWE has told Mad Dog 2020 that I can't appear in their TikToks anymore. You got to give it up to Vince. I once shit my pants during a dinner at Morton's with him. He never brought it up once. Starts crying. I tried to mail Ivar anthrax.
Okay then. Uh, I choose to believe that that is really something that Ric Flair said. And apparently, Darby Allin said that he will defend the title against 70-year-old Ethel from catering before he defends against MJF. And then he called him a bitch.
Uh,
I can't understand how grown men are still into wrestling, Rob Parker said on his Fox Sports show. Isn't that former WWE 24/7 champion Rob Parker?
isn't that like a guy who watches men run around and play ball for a living?
Yes, it is.
I
Um,
don't understand why like sports ball people think they're better than anybody else. Like you're watching dudes play a fucking ball game. It's not like you're not cool. You're a fucking dork. You're a fucking dork as much as a guy reading comic books and playing Dungeons and Dragons.
exactly. And somehow it's better because, well, he gets paid to talk about his sport that he likes. And, you know, the the average wrestling fan does not get paid to sit and talk and watch pro wrestling.
We do these fucking terrible shows for the love of the game.
Exactly. If we were doing this because we were getting paid, Trey wouldn't have made it onto the show because the show would have ended 3 years ago. We wouldn't have gotten to episode 50, much less closing on episode 300.
Mm.
Well, speaking of which, episode 300 is something else coming out first week of June. Impact number 0001, the first ever King of the Mountain match. Man, oh man, 3 hosts, 3 hours of TNA. That should be a fun little train wreck.
I should be tremendous.
Yes, it should. Tremendous. All right, so we made it almost an hour. I think it's a little more than an hour. So hey, hooray for us. You know, it's funny. It's always the best of episodes or like the big show preview episodes. They get like all the fucking listens. So this show will get like 500 viewers on YouTube for some fucking reason, because that's just how it works.
They're coming from my Bryant Anderson and Battle Arts hypothetical hot takes.
They really want to hear the results of the second annual WrestleMania prediction show. They didn't just listen to the show on Monday. They wanted to wait for the results. All right. Well, that's gonna do it for this week's show. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Thank you all for listening, and we'll talk to you again in 7 days.
Bye.